Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, January 30th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Well, I'll tell you, I am psyched for the Super Bowl. My Eagles against a very impressive Kansas City. And man, what an end to that Kansas City Bengals game last night. Anyhow, we do have a lot of news to catch up on, so shall we? We have another fatal pedestrian crash to report this morning. Last night, just after 6 p.m., the Annapolis Police responded to Chinkapin Round Road and Route 665 for a pedestrian struck. The female pedestrian was declared deceased at the scene, and the driver did remain at the scene this time. Inbound Route 665 was closed at Riva Road and Route 2 for about 3 hours, and the name of the victim has not been released as they are attempting to notify the next of kin. A few follow-ups from Anne Arundel County. The Anne Arundel County Police have arrested a 34-year-old Severn man in connection with the shooting death in Hanover last Wednesday, and the former Baltimore City officer who was charged with killing his 15-year-old stepson back in July of 2021, Eric Banks, entered an Alford plea in October and on Friday was sentenced to 42 years in prison. As the City of Annapolis works through their annual budget, they have opened up the applications for community grants. If you are involved in a local nonprofit, and you have until about 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday the 15th to submit an application. The city has $352,000 to give away, and grants range in size from $500 to $30,000. You want to head up to annapolis.gov to get the app. As you know, Maryland is in the midst of implementing the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, and Anne Arundel County Schools need to submit a document by March 15th. In advance of that, there will be 2 public workshops and opportunities for you to get your voice heard. The plan will be presented at a meeting, and then participants will break up into small groups for their input. Now, the first one is tomorrow, January 31st, at Arundel High, and the second one is on February 1st at Glen Burnie Senior High. Both of the meetings do start at 5:30 p.m. They are also offering 4 webinars as well, and you can get the schedule of the webinars as well as the actual webinars after they're recorded at aacps.org/blueprint. And that would be a great resource for everything associated to the blueprint. Did you catch Canines and Crosstreks on Friday? Did you check out the post on eyeonannapolis.net? Well, I'll tell you, we met Baylee, an older, more mature, but totally chill Dane. Very, very housebroken. She nudges the door when she needs to go out. She nudges the door when she gets hungry. She's just a great dog. A little bit slow, so a single floor home is probably ideal for her. She was really a doll. And make sure that you tune into the DNB on every Friday and look for the photos and maybe a video or two at noon. We'll have all the info on how to adopt our weekly guest and any of the other fine animals at the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Speaking of podcasts, I do hope that you caught the local business spotlight with Raymond Crosby from Crosby Marketing and Communications. Quite a history that company has and quite a great community neighbor. Next week, we're going to hear from Geeks on God. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, WTMD, and Alpha Engineering. So now you just need to hang tight because we have Alsina here with your Monday Money Report. And as always, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecast weather report you're going to find. All that coming up in just a bit, so hang around.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, January 27th. Yesterday brought a return of sunshine, though it was a bit windy too across the Annapolis region, and while it will be more of the same today, the weekend ahead should be a good one. Look for average January temps today in the 40 to 45 degree range, 4 p.m. highs with slightly breezy winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. At times, to be followed by more sun tomorrow with highs near 50 degrees, ahead of more upper 40s to lower 50s Sunday, though skies will be cloudy to close out the weekend. As for next week, expect more clouds Monday with highs once again near 50 degrees, ahead of another round of rain Tuesday and Wednesday, with temps staying above average in the upper 40s to maybe mid-50s in spots. But stay tuned for updates after that, as we could see at least a brief return of wintertime conditions late next week. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. Don't forget, follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to not only download the DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, but also subscribe to our new weekly newsletter on our website, so you can always stay weather informed.
Face it, your kids are young, you're older than ever, and musically, your life is a demographic nightmare until now. TMD's Saturday Morning Tunes live concert series is back, this time in Annapolis with Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Throw the whole gang in the minivan of destiny and meet us at Maryland Hall for a family-friendly set by the righteously rockin' Jimmy's Chicken Shack, Saturday morning, February 11th. Tickets are cheap, parking is free, and music the whole fam can enjoy is priceless. So join us as Jimmy's Chicken Shack comes home to roost at Maryland Hall in Annapolis, Saturday, February 11th at 10 a.m. Made possible in part by the Peabody Institute of the Johns Hopkins University. Tickets online at WTMD.org.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the markets were up as good news continued to roll in. Both inflation and consumer spending were down in December, spurring hopes that the Federal Reserve will raise rates by 0.25% next week, followed by one additional rate hike in March before holding steady. Earnings reports, where publicly traded companies report their financials for the previous quarter, have been mostly positive. Through Thursday, about 25% of companies had reported, and 69% of those had beaten their estimated earnings. Remember that stocks are priced based on what they are expected to be worth going forward. If analysts think Spacely Sprockets will earn $2 a share, the stock is priced to include that value, which means that if Spacely Sprockets earns more, the stock price would be expected to rise further. If they earn $1.50 a share, while the company is still profitable, they earned less than expected, and their stock price will fall. Currently, the market has priced in expected interest rate hikes and the probability of a recession, meaning most of the bad news is already built into current stock prices. I've had a large number of conversations lately about out-of-control spending, and most of it is online. The two biggest budget busters we see are eating out and online shopping. Online shopping is great. It's fast and easy, and you have access to a wide variety of products without leaving your home or office. And every time you click buy, your brain gets a dopamine hit. Online sites use all sorts of tricks to push you to buy now, appealing to your reflexes rather than thoughtfulness. Countdown timers are one way they create urgency, saying there are only a few items left or that your cart is only available for a few minutes. telling you how many other people have bought an item, or having pop-ups showing you an item was just purchased by someone else foster a fear of missing out. Other gimmicks include pushing ratings or reviews indicating that something is a top seller or that someone in your network has purchased the same item. These may or may not be true, but they encourage you to buy now. The number of reviews also impacts purchasing. There is a herd mentality. Seeing that thousands of people have purchased an item tells us it's okay to buy it ourselves. That said, fake reviews continue to be a problem with online sales. And sales or discounts also motivate us to buy. We all love a good deal. So days like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Amazon Prime Day all encourage more spending, even if the so-called sale isn't really a good deal. How do you guard against these tricks? One easy way is to remove your credit card information from online shopping sites. This forces you to step away from the computer to go and get your credit card, giving you time to think about the transaction. Another option is to put the items in your cart, but not actually complete the purchase. You'll get the same dopamine hit from clicking buy, but you can wait a couple of days to actually complete the purchase, moving you away from all the psychological tricks online stores use to convince you to buy now. Most of our spending is unconscious, and our human brains don't like being deprived. We can, however, frame each purchase as a choice. Yes, I can buy this item on Amazon, or I can put that money towards a vacation. I can buy this, or I can do something else that I want more. It's making that conscious choice versus mindlessly clicking buy. Your action item this week is to check your credit report. You can pull one credit report from each of the 3 agencies at no cost every year. Go to annualcreditreport.com to pick a credit bureau and confirm everything is okay. Follow us on Facebook and check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com for more information and great resources. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advice Group, a registered investment advisor. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices around managed may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only, are not to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.